Wolf Boom Radio here from Studio B. It is Jared Boomer, host of the WLBC Wake Up Crew, with Mikenley Brown and Mike Brown. Mikenley, a contestant on The Voice Battle of Champions on NBC and Peacock this season. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in here and chatting for a few minutes. So, Mikenley, I wanted to start with you. Obviously, your journey on The Voice has been very exciting so far. When you started, you sang Teenage Dream on the blind audition. So,
Yes.
How did you decide that you were going to sing that song for your audition?
So before you even get out to LA, they send you a list of songs, and there's like 800 something songs on the list probably, and you're to pick like I think 10, and so I picked 10, and it was on one of that song was on the list, and we eventually narrowed it down and ended up picking that one. But I ended up putting that on my list because as an artist, something I love to do is take popular like pop songs or songs that are even a little bit outside of my box and make them my own and like kind of put my own spin on it. So I knew immediately, I went to him immediately and was like, I want to make this more emotional. I don't want this to be like teenage dream. So I was like, I need it to be like more chilled out. I need it to be more me. And so he helped me accomplish that. And I took it to the band once I got to LA, and they were like, we love this arrangement, let's do it. And
nice.
We did, and it worked. So
awesome. So when you get that list of 800 songs initially, how do you even try to go through that and decide, here's some that I think might be standouts for me? That obviously has to be kind of a important process, but a time-consuming one too.
Yeah, for sure. So after going through the list, and 800 songs, obviously it sounds like a lot of songs, but going through it, a lot of the songs were songs that I didn't know or hadn't heard or just didn't know well enough to sing on the show, and songs I knew wouldn't suit my voice, or songs that so many people have sang on the show before. So I was like, I kind of narrowed it down that way and picked something that I don't even know if that has been done on the show. I don't know if Teenage Dream has been. That could be wrong, but I don't think Teenage Dream has been sung on the show before. And so I was like, okay, I know this isn't common to do, so had to be on my list as one of my top choices.
So when you're up there on the stage for the blind audition, obviously you're on stage, your dad's backstage watching you. What was that feeling like, for the both of you? Either one of you can start, but what did you feel kind of in that moment?
Yeah, so I'll start. Being backstage, so you're kind of all day long. On your audition day, or on my audition day, I had to get up at like, I think my alarm was set for 3:45 a.m.
Oh my gosh,
to get up and be ready and downstairs by 6 a.m. because I'm a girl. Gotta curl my hair, gotta do my makeup, gotta do all that. So I had to be up and like have a lot of time prepared before that. So as soon as I'm up, which I barely slept that night anyway because you're obviously super nervous for the next day. But as soon as I woke up, I just I prayed a lot. I started praying and listening to worship music and just kind of like got in my own little zone. And after that, you leave and you're in this holding area where they're giving you burritos and fruit bowls and like all these great things. So I'm eating and I'm like trying to calm down. But yeah, this whole time I'm like super nervous, and they do your hair and makeup too. So I'm like, it's a long process before you even audition the day of. And so, which honestly, it's a lot of fun things that you're doing, and you're kind of just chilling out with everybody and hanging out with your friends. And so it's not too bad. And since I have done American Idol before, I'm kind of like not necessarily used to it because it's still like a super cool, crazy experience. But I knew going into it how I was going to feel. So I kind of tried to like do things to where I wasn't so freaked out. But yeah, right before you go on stage, they put you in this little room and you're like behind the door, and there's a countdown, and the people are like touching up your hair and makeup and like getting all these things like perfect and your outfit perfect. And then like 3, 2, 1, and the doors open and your name is called, and you like walk out, and you just have to go out there and sing it. I mean, I'm standing behind the door, and my heart is like beating out of my chest, and I'm like, well, there's no turning back now. Like, I just have to go out there and do it. So I just went out there and did my best. The first 2 lines, I know I was freaking out. I was so nervous, and because you go out there and you're like, I need someone to turn. I want someone to turn so bad. And so you're just like, until they turn, you're like kind of freaking out up there. And so thankfully they turned pretty quick. So I felt really relieved right as soon as they turned. But yeah, that those moments leading up to that, super nerve-wracking.
And how did you feel, Mike, when you were kind of backstage, watching her, getting ready for her to go out there for the blind audition?
Yeah. I was probably the calmest.
He usually is.
I'm an optimist, I guess, by nature. And so I always am expecting the best. And even though circumstances might look like, well, it could turn out a different way, like I'm always in my head, this is going to be great. There's nothing to worry about. Now her mom, on the other hand, was
she's more of a mess than I am. Every time I do something like this, she's freaking out more than me, and he's the one kind of trying to get me to not freak out, and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're not nervous. I'm freaking out internally." I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but yeah, he's usually more of the anchor to keep us both on our feet.
Nice.
So it wasn't really for me that bad, because I just knew. I even wrote in my journal that day, there would be 3 chair turns. And so I was already prepped to get there. I think I even sent you a picture of that to show you.
Yeah, I think
before
you did.
You went on.
I think he even said, "You're going to get a 3 chair turn and you're going to be on Kelly's team." I think he even said that. And I was
because that wasn't, I don't think her original thought was to pick her. Maybe it was, but as you're just watching, for me, besides the just not really being nervous about it, this experience was different because it was the first time I actually watched her perform.
Okay.
And I wasn't on stage.
Yeah,
with
because
her.
on American Idol, you were in the audition with her.
Right. So I was in that, but even with our gigs, I'm always playing with her. I'm always on stage. And so to see her in that big moment was it was a really cool dad moment to be
And I guess that aspect was scary for me too, not being with him, because he's usually my comfort on stage. And so if I mess up, he'll help me. It's easier to get back on track. Or it's comfortable for me to perform with him because I've done it for so long. And so going out there, I think he even texted me beforehand and he was like, just pretend I'm right next to you. And so I did. That's the first thing I thought to myself when I went out there was okay, Dad is right next to me. Dad is right next to me. But yeah, that helped get me through. But yeah, that was more, that added to the nerves for sure.
And you mentioned, during your audition, you get all 3 chair turns, which is obviously impressive. So,
Thanks.
Congratulations on that. Obviously, you had to be very excited when you get 1, but then to get all 3.
Yes, yeah.
What was going through your head, once you get all 3 chair turns, you finish singing Teenage Dream, and now you have to decide whose team you're going to be on. Did you have a coach in mind when you were going in that you said, if they turn around, I'm going to be on their team? And was that Kelly, or did you just kind of decide that in the moment?
So beforehand, I was 100% either Kelly or John. I was like, if one of them turn, I'm set. And I didn't even really know which one of them I would pick over the other. And then after I sang and after I got out there, I had no intention or no interest in Adam at all. And he started speaking to me. Okay, no, I think he's so beautiful. I have a crush on him for sure, but I wasn't interested in him necessarily being my coach. And so, until he said everything that he said to me, he had a really, really good reaction, and you could tell he really genuinely liked what I did with the song and liked who I was. And so he fought pretty hard for me, probably even harder than what they showed on TV. And so I was really leaning more towards him. And I don't even remember, you kind of black out on stage a little bit. I don't even really remember what in my head made me think, okay, I'm going to go with Kelly. I say now, it was because I knew our personalities would go very well together. She's very bubbly. And honestly, she's one of the most talented singers, ever. And she does every genre, and she writes, and she loves writing, and she's just a genuine person, and she's herself. And so I knew that's that's a very similar artistry that I have. And so I was like, I think she would be a really good coach for me, and I think she would push me. And ultimately, I am so grateful that I went with that choice. So.
And when we were recording this last night, the battle round aired of The Voice, and it was you and Liv singing a song together.
Yes.
So I know Kelly said during the episode that she wasn't there for the rehearsal, and you guys worked with Jennifer Hudson a lot during that song. But talk about a little bit the collaboration of that song, deciding on that song to sing, and then you and Liv kind of working on that, separately, but obviously together as well.
Yeah. So we picked that song, and just because we both are very pop R&B girls, that's our style, or the genre that like we mainly focus on. And so the process, we rehearsed that, what would you say, probably 3 weeks to a month. Like I was there practicing and working on that for a while. And so me and Liv would practice. They set aside practice rooms in the hotel that we could go to and reserve for an hour a day, so we weren't screaming at the top of our lungs in our hotel rooms. And so
the other people staying there probably appreciated that. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them did, some of them did not. But yeah, so every day we were practicing for an hour, and each and every single day we like completely switched up the song. I don't know if you've heard the original, but we completely made it our own from what the original is. We added parts that aren't even in the song, and we had to completely like work together to make it a duet, because it's not. And so I love her so much. We ended up being like really, really good friends throughout it all. We just got back from seeing her in St. Louis, and we watched it together. But she is 16, and she ended up being just like a little sister to me, and she is so talented and like just has all these ideas. We work very similarly when it comes to like putting songs together. So the collaboration just like, it went very, very smooth. And some people didn't get to have that experience. You see on TV, like the behind the scenes, and it's like, oh, these people were arguing and they didn't really like each other, and some people that was the case, but thank God for me that it wasn't, and me and Liv ended up having the best possible case scenario happen, and it was because we put so much work into doing it.
And then after your performance, Adam Levine said that your and Liv's battle round performance was the best he's ever seen on the show. How did that make you feel?
Dude, even now, like, in the moment, it was really freaking cool. And, like, sometimes, I don't know, you have to, it's TV. So sometimes it's like, okay, are they really saying this because they mean it, or are they really saying this because it's TV? But after listening to it after last night, he said it, like, I don't even know how many times, like 4 or 5 times, and, like, reassured, like, yes, this was the best duet I've ever heard, or the best battle on the show. So yeah, it's so crazy that someone I like listened to growing up, and like in a way like looked up to, and like wanted to be like, said that to me. It was like, wow. Yeah, that's a lot of confirmation, and definitely helps with confidence for sure, especially moving forward. And
it worked out well for both you and Liv, because you won the battle, but then Liv gets saved. Yes. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds situation, where you practice together for so long, but then you both get to move on.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And as soon as I won, you are like rushed off stage into an interview. And so during the interview, they're like trying to ask me all these questions, and it's right behind stage. And I'm like, okay, wait, guys, I need to hear like what's happening with Liv. I'm like, guys, stop, please stop asking me questions. And thank God she made it. But yeah, we definitely both deserved it. We put so much work into it.
And you mentioned, obviously, your audition on American Idol a couple of years ago, where you made it to Hollywood Week. This could be for one of you or both of you. How do you feel like you've kind of grown, Mikenley, from 3 years ago on American Idol to now this year on The Voice, in terms of maybe your singing or your performance, or any areas you think you've grown in since American Idol to now?
I think, honestly, the biggest thing I've grown in is just confidence. And also, I think at that point in time, I was still a little bit confused. Not really confused, but just really trying to find who I was and find my own way. And I think after being on The Voice and, doing the whole thing, I now feel so much more confident and so much more like I really do know who I am. I know exactly what I want. I know who I am as an artist. So it gave me a lot of clarity and confidence, and I learned how to be able to be on a stage even without my comfort, even though that will probably not happen very much. I'll probably always have them, but I stepped out of my whatever. I stepped out of my comfort zone, and so I'm proud of myself, gained a lot of confidence and clarity. What would you say from your perspective?
I would say a couple things. There's definitely a maturity level. She's always been more mature than most people at her age, but I think a maturity level from the fact of understanding what a lot of young artists don't catch quick enough is that there's an industry part of you being an artist. And you go into this and you think, as soon as I hit TV, I'm going to come out. I've got a contract. I'm going to make $1 million, and it's just going to be all fun and games. And she's learned through that process of Idol going through till now on The Voice, this maturity and growth of understanding I can have fun, but it's still work. I have to understand and know that I can't take things personal, and I have to listen to people's advice, but I can also stand my ground, because we've had some conversations of, you're going to have to start deciding what are your yeses and what are your nos. And like, you can't change that. Like, no matter what they're putting in front of your face, like, your no still has to be no all the way through. And so there's been this maturity of, I guess, the industry and the business part, and understanding how they work together, then when to separate it, and what to do moving forward and being who she is.
And just how proud are you of her, at this point in her life? Still very young. She's accomplished a ton at this point in her life, but how proud of you, how proud are you of her?
Yep. I believe every father wants to see their kids succeed. And you hope, as a father and as a parent, mother or father, either one, you hope to be in good enough health and live long enough to be like, oh, my kid is making it, she's pushing through, or he's pushing through. And I think our culture has not done a very good job from a parenting standpoint of, we want to shelter our kids from pain. And while I never wanted her to feel, or any of my kids, the pain that they've had, it's still, to a degree, a necessary part of life, and pain is a necessary part of growth. And as a parent, to because of my faith, because of our faith, and to be like, all right, God, I just need to know what my part is, and I know you'll do your part, so she can grow, and then I get to watch, and I get to see, this amazing young lady, even at 20, accomplish more than, any 20-year-old that I know. But to also be like, she's accomplishing more than me, and she will accomplish more than me. All of my kids will accomplish more than I do. So you sit back sometimes and you're like, what do you say?
That's just cool, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just like, I get to watch all of this happen,
Mikenley and Mike Brown with us here. And Mikenley, just one more question for you. Obviously, we can't talk about what happens, later on in the season of The Voice. But in terms of songs that you like to sing or genres you like, do you have specific ones that stand out to you, or do you just kind of, sing whatever song you kind of have an emotional connection to, no matter what the genre is?
Yeah. So, me and Dad gig a lot, and I really like to try and make sure I have a good selection of each genre. That way the people who are listening, I make sure I reach a larger audience. And on top of that, I enjoy doing that. I listen to so many different people, from Ella Langley country to Kodak Black rap. Like, I listen to like literally everything possible. And so I'm always listening to music. Me and Dad were just having this conversation the other day. Like, I don't really obsess over like certain artists, or I guess I don't necessarily have like a favorite, but I have like lots of different people that I listen to. And I try to incorporate so much music in my gig sets. And when it comes to like posting covers and stuff like that, I try to lean more towards my, because I'm more of like, mainly I would say I'm pop R&B, but I like to sing blues, country, all of those other things. But I try and lean more towards that on my social media, so people really get to see like, okay, this is me. This is probably more of the music I'm going to be putting out. But yeah, I would say like some of my biggest influences probably, I love SZA, I love Labyrinth, I love Noah Cyrus, really like all of the like artists. I think there's a difference between being just a singer and being an artist, and I really love the people who, not anything bad about the singers, but I tend to relate more to the actual like artist kind of people. And yeah, I definitely do sing more songs that I relate to. That's usually the songs I try to sing.
And if somebody wants to follow you on social media, follow along on your journey, where can they do that at?
So I think all my social media platforms are Mikenley B. I'm pretty sure. And if it's not Mikenley B, my TikTok might be Mikenley Brown. But I'm pretty sure everywhere it's Mikenley B.
Nice. Well, best of luck this season on The Voice. We hope you
Thank
go
you so
very far
much.
and do a great job. And thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks, of course.
Awesome.
Thanks
Thank you.
for having us.
You think I'm pretty without any makeup on. You think I'm funny when I tell the punchline wrong. You know you get me, so I let my walls come down. Let's go all the way tonight. No regrets, just love. We can dance until we die. You and I will be young forever. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. The way you turn me on, I can't sleep. Let's run away and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. My heart stops when you look at me. Just the one touch. Now baby, I believe this is real. So take a chance and don't ever look back. I'ma get your heart racing in my skin tight jeans. Your teenage dream tonight. Let you put your hands on me in my skin tight jeans. Be your teenage dream tonight.
Thanks. I just released an EP and it has 3 songs on it. And the one I'm about to sing is called Bathroom Stall. And I wrote it, it's about my story. And I wrote it in Nashville. I started working with this group called Songhouse after American Idol. It's a really big social media group. And I was singing one day, and in walks Emmy Rose. I think she goes by Emmy Russell. Maybe she goes by Emmy Rose. I don't know. But Amy Rose, she walks in, and she heard me singing. She starts talking to my mom and was just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get there. This is why, please let me speak. Love you. But anyway, she walks in and she starts to talk to my mom, and she's just like, wow, I love her so much. Like, I need to write with her. I need to write for her. Like, I love her. She's amazing. And so her and my mom started talking, and she was like, yeah, she ended up saying, they got on the subject of, my mom started talking about my grandpa, and my grandpa, or my great-grandpa, worked with, he was a bass player, and he also sang, but he worked with, Dottie West, Conway Twitty, Charlie Pride, and then he also worked with Loretta Lynn, and my mom said that, and Emmy was like, oh my gosh, no way, like, I'm Loretta Lynn's granddaughter. And so after that, we really connected, and we both are just very emotional writers, and we're both very similar in artistry. And so she wrote the song with me, and then another friend from Songhouse, his name is Dennis, and he can't sing, but he's so good at just being in a room and we're writing together. And even if he doesn't say anything the whole time, he says the one line that ties the entire song together. So I wrote with him, and then one of my other best friends who was on The Voice last season, but I met him on American Idol, and his name's Liam Von Elb. He records all my music for me. He's one of my best friends ever, and I love him to death. So the four of us wrote this song, and yeah, so.
What I love about that is because when she writes, she's learned that she likes to write new music, just period, with multiple people. So how old were you?
And I can do it on my own, but my favorite part about doing music is, along with writing, doing it with my friends, and like doing it with people I love and who have the same passions as me. And so, yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. So I can do it alone, and I'd probably get more money if I did it alone, but when I do it with people, I enjoy it a lot. And there are some songs that I've written by myself, but yes, I really do like to do it with.
And they're all different ages. So when she wrote this song, you 17?
Yeah, I was 17. Emmy was 25. Liam was 30, and Dennis was 60. Yeah, 62, something.
So
yeah.
she was the artist. It was her story. But there's this sprinkling across the generations that make these songs all relevant.
And it makes more, it relates to, when it relates to every age group, more people listen to it and like the song. And so when you have the aspect of all these different ages and genders and all these things, it definitely helps, because it's it helps that, okay, one, I'm not alone and other people have felt this way too, and two, once I put this out, other people are going to relate. So yeah. Yeah, I think so. This is an original song I wrote, and it's called Bathroom Stall.
Lunchroom, she heard the lies. Kids these days just aren't that kind. Junior high, they got high off all my low. She's falling apart as it started the show. Some say she's pretty and some say she's not. She wants to return all the trauma she's got. Some say she's too big and some say she's too small. Just another Tuesday crying in a bathroom stall. Bathroom stall, bathroom stall. Crying in a bathroom stall. Ooh. to the doctors to see what they'd find. Turns out the diagnosis wasn't all her mind. She's broken, she's bruised, she's too young to be used. They say it's all fables, rip off the labels, 'cause if you don't, girl, you're gonna die. Some say she's pretty and some say she's not. She wants to return all the trauma she's got. Some say she's too big and some say she's too small. Just another Tuesday crying in a bathroom stall. Bathroom stall, bathroom stall. Crying in a bathroom stall. Bathroom stall, bathroom stall. Is this the life she thought it would be? Trapped in a prison cell without a key. Stall, bathroom stall, bathroom stall. Bathroom stall, bathroom stall, bathroom stall. I'm the girl in the bathroom stall. Thank you, guys.